welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Daily Porcupine, the ultimate Kotoko fan channel. If you're new here, you know what to do. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now we know that Prosper Nate has officially resigned from his position as Asante Kotoko head coach. He has changed his bio on Twitter to former Asante Kotoko coach. You can see on the screen, he has changed it to former Asante Kotoko coach and former Wafa coach. He's no longer the manager at the club. But Asante Kotoko are yet to announce officially that the manager has left the club. But most of you that have been following the news know that Prosper Nate is no longer the club manager of Asante Kotoko. He has left the club after decided to resign and walk out of the job, and he did that without any pressure and everything. He took his time, said I want to resign, and he resigned. But that's not what we're about to talk today. We're going to talk about Pitso Mosimane, who talked about Asante Kotoko. Now, a fan tweeted him, say, Pitso, come to Asante Kotoko, Ghana. Now, Pitso replied and said, Baba Yara Stadium in Ashanti region, Slaughterhouse. That's where I bought the magician, Stephen Odoro, and Hataka Rashid Sumaila. Now, I think he is, showing that I can't rule out the possibility of coaching Asante Kotoko because he knows how big the club is, he knows the reputation of the club, and the club produces good players. But the thing is that he's currently out of job. If Kotoko go for him, he will give his demands, his terms as the only reasons. He will say, this is what I want, this is what I want you to do, this is the only way I can coach Asante Kotoko. If those terms are met, definitely he's going to coach Asante Kotoko. But I don't think Kotoko are there yet, considering the state of the Ghana football, as a whole. Ghana football are not there yet to host a coach like Pitso Mosimane, because I think it's expensive. One, number two, we don't have the infrastructures in Ghana football to employ all his staffs, because they need some equipment, some training equipment, video analysts, some other video analytical equipment and all that. I don't think the Ghana football has that right now, and we are so backwards when it comes to development in football. So I don't think Pitso Mosimane will be coaching Kotoko anytime soon. That's my humble opinion. The only way he would coach Kotoko is if we meet his demands. I don't think we are ready to do that. First of all, I don't think Kotoko will be willing to pay him the salary Al Ali paid him, unless he decides to take a pay cut, which is very, very unlikely. And he's going to need tools, he's going to need personnel, he's going to need equipment to train the boys to be at the level in order not to dent his reputation. So I don't think Pitso Mosimane will be coming to Kotoko. But that is a very, very good response to the fans. He's just telling you, our club is a big club, it deserves someone like me, but can you afford me? That's basically what Pitso Mosimane is saying in that tweet that he posted 8 hours ago on Twitter. Now let's move forward to talk about Sulley Muntari to Asante Kotoko. When I went for Kotoko game against Panthers FC, the match they won 4-2, I saw tweets that Kotoko are almost signing Sulley Muntari after he ended his stay at Hearts of Oak, because he hasn't returned to Hearts of Oak training. So fans are thinking that, maybe he's looking for another club to join, or he's signing another deal with any another Ghana Premier League club. Now Ghana SoccerNet, most times they get their stories wrong. Sometimes they are right, but the times they are right is just a small chance. And when they say exclusives, it's something they heard, it's not something that's concrete. So there are reports that Sulley Muntari has spent 2 years contract with Kotoko to play in the CAF Confederation Cup. But the Kotoko communications director tweeted this morning, responding to that rumor that Sulley Muntari has joined Asante Kotoko. You can see the tweet there. He said, not true. He posted that on his Twitter to tell the fans, forget about those people, forget about whatever you are hearing. Sulley Muntari has not signed. Now, he didn't say that Kotoko are not interested in him. He didn't say they were not in talks with Sulley Muntari. What he replied to was, not true that he has signed. Yes, not true that he has signed. I think that is what the fans want to hear when the news like that gathering over the local media space. We need someone from the club to tell us, is this true or not? And I'm glad that David, the club's communication director, has actually stood up and said, okay, that's not true. So let's move on to Umar Bashiru. Yes, Umar Bashiru. Now, most of you have been following my Twitter. You can see that I was in contact with the players camp over him signing for Kotoko. Now, what I have to tell you is that Umar Bashiru officially hasn't signed a new contract. That's what his camp told me. He said the player hasn't signed a new contract with the club. That is not true that he has signed, but there are still talks ongoing and it's positives. Now, the talks has been long enough, and I think since he's a free agent, he can actually just decide to sign and get over with it and just join the club for preseason and all that. But what I think is that he probably is in talks with other clubs, which he doesn't want to make public, and that is why he hasn't made up his decision yet. I won't blame him. Kotoko had him and let him go for free. Yeah, they let him go for free. In fact, they terminated his contract with the club, so he joins another club. So I think he has the right to look at the options, to weigh his options and say, okay, you know what, let me calm down, look at the offers I have and choose the club I have to. He doesn't have to come to Kotoko. He's not obligated to come to Kotoko. But last time I talked to him, he said that if he has the opportunity to come to Kotoko, that he will take it. That's what he said. So now he's having a lot of options right now, a lot of offers for his services after his performance for Kerala last season, and also his performance for the Black Galaxies. You see how instrumental he was for Black Galaxies against Benin at the Cape Coast. Also in the away game, it was brilliant all through, 2 assists in 2 games. In his position, I think is one of the best players we have, best midfielders we have right now in Ghana football. So I think it's up to him to choose and say, okay, I want to join Kotoko, I don't want to join Kotoko. So we leave it up to him because it's his decision to make. So the last time I talked to him, he said talks were positives, talks were ongoing, but he didn't tell me that he has signed. So I think he's still making up his mind as to where he will play in the upcoming season. I won't blame him if he doesn't join Kotoko. I don't think fans should blame him too. I know he played for Kotoko and he loves Kumasi, he loves the culture and everything, but we shouldn't blame him if he decides to go to another club or decide not to join Kotoko for the second time. That's all I have for today. Subscribe if you're new here. Subscribe if you want to be getting more updates from me. I'll be giving more updates in the coming videos, so please try and stay with me and let's get to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I've talked about Pitso, I've talked about Sulley Muntari's move to Asante Kotoko. I also talked about Umaru Bashiru's contract situation. So I think that's all for today. If you haven't subscribed, do that right now and click the notification bell. Till next time, guys, peace out.